conversation this morning is about tradition and culture. You know, as they say, tradition, even culture, is the way of life of a certain people. And we are looking into that this morning, especially the selection process, according to tradition and culture, of traditional rulers, kings in their domains. And, you know, as well, kings and traditional rulers are seen as the real custodian of heritage and culture. And of course, they provide leadership. So how do they emerge? How are they selected, you know, from their various royal homes? We know that is basic. It's royalty, you know, royal families that, you know, produce kings from different princes in those communities. So what is the place of tradition and culture, especially with what we are seeing, you know, in recent times? And to set the record straight, we're so lucky this morning to have with us, Ifa priest. Not just that, he is a Nigerian writer, a poet, author, linguist, and a world famous, as I said earlier, Ifa priest. His plays and films have received worldwide acclamation for his pursuit of the preservation of Yoruba culture and heritage. He also serves as a traveling lecturer in several institutions, including the Department of African Language and Literature at the prestigious Obafemi Awolowo University and Black Studies at the San Francisco State University and at the Wajumbe Cultural Institution in California. I'm talking this morning about Chief Ifayemi Osundagbonu Elebubo. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It's my pleasure to have you join us this morning.
My name is High Priest Ifayemi Elebubo, Araba of Oshogbo Land.
Araba of Oshogbo Land. Thank you, sir, for joining us this morning. So, very quickly, we get into the matter. This morning, as I said, we are looking at the place of tradition and culture in the selection process of kings in Yoruba land. Some kings have been, have emerged in the last few weeks. Just a few days ago, there was the Emergence, the presentation of staff of office and certificate to the new Alaafin in your state. Like a few weeks ago, there was the staff of office presentation and certificate to the new Owo Obokun of Ijesha-land and others. And many of these developments have appeared controversial to some persons. So this morning, we have you here as a custodian of heritage to take us through what is the real process of selecting a king in Yoruba land.
Well, thank you very much. Immediately the king demise happened.
Yes, sir.
We have to announce that there used to be a different way of announcement to the public that the king had passed. Usually they don't say Obaku. They used to say Obawaja or Ekunlo or Ilesegi. In a different part of the town. Immediately they make that announcement, the ritual rite of passage is going to start. Traditional rite of passage. After that, the head of the kingmaker of each town, we have to send message to the ruling house to come forward and bring their candidates. And it is a duty of kingmaker and the Ifa priest of the town, might be Oluwawo Araba, to select the new king for this community. The candidate might be 5, 10, sometime. But what the chiefs and the priests take into consideration is the head of the candidate. I mean, destiny
Okay.
What type of head of the person is carrying. If the Odu Ifa that appear select a candidate that his head is superior more than the rest of the candidate, that one they're going to pick. They will have to say in the tenure of office of this one, this is going to happen. There might be drought, there might be scarcity of money, or the one that say they're going to be multiply of all the blessing, children, all things. They take that into consideration. Let's pick this one. That is the one. The priest will say, the Oduifa say, this for this, and give it to the kingmaker. The kingmaker will have to say, okay, let's put this one. That's the one they will select and start a procedure of coronation ceremony. But in a place where there used to be absent of the candidate at home, sometimes the person that Ifa select might not be at home, might be at farm or in another town. They will have to send for him to come home and do the selections ceremony. That is procedure.
So, this procedure, does it differ? Is it different from town to town, or is it the same procedure? Because I'll give you an example, sir. The procedure in Oyo, is it the same procedure in Ibadan? Because we learned in Ibadan, there is an hierarchy. Is it the same thing in Ogbomoso? Is it the same procedure in Osogbo?
It's only little difference. In some time, the divination has to be at night. Say, for example, in Osogbo, the kingmaker will have to send their representative to Araba.
Okay.
And the ceremony divination has to be at mid of night. But take, for example, the present Oba of Osogbo during his own selection. I was Akoda. I'm next to become Araba. I'm in charge. But I discovered there's a lot of controversy. And if we did the ceremony at night, they might be saying, oh, because they don't want anybody to know and they want to do mago. I say, okay, let's do it in opening.
It's allowed. In
the morning. The kingmaker send their representatives, all the Babalawo assemble, and they present all the names, and we did it one by one. And I make sure they write what prevail in each Odu of each candidate and read it to the kingmaker. Give us the one. This is the one we're going to recommend. What Ifa prescribe? We already tell them all what is going to happen on each tenure of each candidate. So that's how we do it in openly. In another town, like Oyo, it might be not at night, it might be during the day. So that is how it used to be different in different kind of
different town. Now, you have said it is the Araba or the chief priest in each town that does the divination. So what is the place of the Afobaje, the kingmakers? What is their role?
The kingmaker will send their representative to witness the divination process.
Okay.
They must be there.
Okay, so after the divination process, what function do they have again?
Once they pick one, that person is going to invite to come.
Okay.
It started the ceremony. The ceremony starts with the propitiation to the Odu that appear. It now given to the kingmaker. Each kingmaker had their own function. There used to be one who is going to invite the prince to come home, stay with him, do the certain ritual, maybe 3 days. From there, go to another one, go to another one until it complete the ceremony. After the completion of the ceremony, that is when they're going to do the coronation, to wear the crown. It takes 3 months to finish in some place. Some places take a week. It depends. That's how it do.
All right.
Part of the ceremony is to teach the king after the propitiation had made, to teach the king the history of the land, the origin of his past ancestor, and in the palace itself is an institution, a sacred place. Each room contains different sacred place. There used to be a place where they kept the crown. There used to be a place where they kept the ashe sanction. There's a place where they kept the paraphernalia, or the instrument of the office of the king. And there are some people in the palace who is going to teach the king this place. This is what is there. This place. There are women. Take for example in Oyo, there are women in charge. Ìyá ilé orí, ìyá àgàn, ìyá ilé mọ̀lẹ̀, and so on. The palace of Oyo and Ife is similar. It takes long time before they complete ritual, because all the rooms in the palace are contain different ritual places
and functionality. Now, thank you. You have established that, okay, there is the divination part, there is a role for the kingmakers and all of this. So why, if everything is clear, everybody has their function, how come sometimes a king will emerge and there will still be controversy? Why?
Well, what caused that one is that sometimes there are some princes who may not be satisfied immediately after the announcement of emerge of a new king. But it takes some time. They will suppress it. They will agree and cooperate with the new king. In a place where there used to be controversy for too long, maybe politics added to it. Maybe there are some enemy within. So immediately the announcement of new king, all of that the candidate will suppress and agree to support the new king. That's what usually happens.
So let me now ask you, sir, because we have a very long way to go today. What is the place of the government in all of this? The place of the government in the announcement of a king. Does the government or the governor, does he have a role?
Today it is the governor that used to announce. Take for example at Oyo, there used to be a trumpet called kakaki. At mid of the night, they will blow it. That is to announce the king has passed. In some place, they say Ekun Lo in Ife. If it is Oyo, Obawaja, in a place like Iwo, Ileshegi, once you hear that, you know that they say Ilẹ̀ ti bàjẹ́ o.
How about in Oshogbo?
In Oshogbo, they say Obawaja.
Okay.
Ilẹ̀ rọ̀. Òpóyè. That's how they say. But today, once that happens, there are some people in the palace. There are some palace today that are empty with all the people that's supposed to take care of this.
Why?
Because there are some, because of modernization, because of carelessness, because all these people that are work domestic in the palace need to be taken care of. If they do not have a good care, no one will, if other one die, another one may not want to come.
The role, yeah.
Those are the factors. So it is important for our community government to take care of institution of Oba. Because it's very sacred and it is important to us as an Africa. And as a kind of heritage that we inherit from our ancestors.
Our ancestors. Now, the question thank you for that. Now, another question which I was trying to ask is, when the process has started for a new king, the Ifa diviner has done what he should do, the high priest, the Afobaji have done their work, and a new king has emerged. Whose duty is it to announce a new king? Is it the Afobaje or the governor? Who has that duty?
In olden day, it is an Afobaje to announce the departure of the king. But nowadays, it is the governor. Because the governor are in charge. The governor are paid their salary. Before they introduced this government to the institution of Oba, it is not like that before. So before, it is duty of a kingmaker.
How about the emergence of a new king? If a new king is to be announced that, oh, we have a new king, who has that duty? Is it the governor or the Afobaje?
Once they announce departure, once the ceremony completes for the new king, so they will raise his hand up in the public, say, this is our new king.
Who? The Afobaje or the governor?
The Afobaje.
Okay.
In olden days. In olden days. But now, when the king and when the governor present the staff of office, the governor will raise hand of the new king.
So now, why does he appear in contemporary times now? Why does he appear like it's the government that is picking the king?
Government?
Why does he appear now like it's the government of a state that is now picking the king?
Because we are in a modern day. It is not like that in olden day.
Is he allowed?
There's nothing we can do about it. So that is the way it is.
All right. Now, there are situations, and I didn't want to be specific. I mean, I wouldn't want to be specific so that it won't look like we are raising rebels, but we get there. There are times that there are accusations that some Afobajes are corrupt. Accusation of corruption with the kingmakers or even the priest. So if that accusation arises, what should the community do? They are corrupt.
Well, if that happens, the community has nothing to do. People like governor have a task to perform, just like they did recently. If the governor of Oyo State wait, the new Alaafin may not emerge for 10 years. The way the procedure is going. If they don't take that kind of action to curb the situation, we may remain there for 10 years. It pleases them. But in terms of the corruption, usually in those days when people are close with the tradition, there used to be less corruption. But nowadays that people are involved with modernization of Christianization, Muslimization, it allows a lot of things to happen like that. Because all the Afobaje will take themselves, they will have to go to make an oath. The leader asks all the people, come, this is what we are going to do. And no more, no less. But nowadays, it's not like that.
Now, you have said that because of controversy and all of these things, if we say we should wait, we can wait for 10 years and nothing will happen. Now, a governor has stepped into the matter, just like Governor Seyi Makinde has done in Oyo State. Are you saying the action of Governor Seyi Makinde on the Alaafin issue, you are saying is right?
Yes, I say it's right. What Governor Makinde did is right because he seek opinion of Ifa, and it is a challenge to all the governors in Yoruba land to emulate that kind of thing. They have to put politics aside. They need to seek opinion of Ifa that will direct us to a good path. If they did that, we'll have less problem, no controversy. There's nothing we did in the Yoruba land. Yoruba has an institution. God give us everything. Knowledge is everything. We don't need to look upon other nation, other knowledge from other places. We have everything intact. So the governor did the right thing by invite Ifa priests to select, and they follow the instruction.
Because we were told Governor Seyi Makinde had to seek the opinion of Baba Wande Abimbola on the matter for him to go through their position. But now, the Oyomesi, the Afobajes, they are not pleased. And in fact, this morning, newspaper report has it that the Afobajes have given Governor Seyi Makinde 30 days to rescind his decision that they are not supporting. Where do we go from here? The Afobajes are saying, Governor Seyi Makinde, please change that decision.
The Afobaje, they will suppress their action. Their action is not going to be too far. It is a modernization day that you sue me, I sue you. You challenge me, I challenge. But since the process of traditional is taking, you will see, you will discover between a week or two, everything's going to die down.
On the matter.
They will support. They will give support to the new Alaafin. They will support the governor.
On this matter.
I'm sure.
Oh, very fine. And now, let me ask you this question this way. There are some persons who are they are doubting that Ifa, is he real? Some people will say, oh, the diviners of the Ifa themselves, they are collecting money. That Ifa is now modern. Ifa is not what he used to be. And maybe Ifa is not even functional again. How do you react to that?
Ifa is a real. In yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Ifa used to see future, past, and present.
What is Ifa, Baba?
Ifa is a knowledge, is a word of Olodumare given to Orunmila. Orunmila is an ancient prophet. Heaven know those who shall be saved. That is the meaning of Orunmila. Orunmila is Orunmila is an prophet descent to African nation. When you take a look into Odu Ifa, Odu Ifa is like a Bible. It has 256 chapters with numerous verses. It contains everything. It embraces everything. There's nothing you want to know about the life, about heaven, that you don't find in Ifa. The history, literature, science, and healing, everything are in Ifa. So that is why our ancestors consult Ifa before a town is founded, a market established, before a new wedding, before a new installation of a king. There's nothing they did in absence of Ifa. And it used to direct them to a good path. So Ifa is yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Can Ifa be corrupt?
Well, there's nothing you can do. You can find a fake. There are some fake Ifa priests. And And there's a lot of real Ifa priests.
You, respectfully speaking now, you are an Ifa priest, high priest. How do you know who is a real Ifa priest and a fake Ifa priest?
You may identify them by their knowledge. One cannot proudly call himself a Babalawo if you cannot able to pinpoint the problem when Odu emerge. You have a problem, you consult Ifa, you don't tell me what you came about. Then I started interpret. The interpretation of Ifa, we have to relevant to the problem you come about. If it is money, you are lack of money, and I did in Ifa, I say, this person need to make effort in order to have money. This person is lack of money. I'm correct, because that is the situation you are in. If it is everything like that. But if somebody cannot go pinpoint the problem, it's not a good Babalawo.
All right. How about people that say, especially in this selection of king, that Ifa can be monetized? Is it true?
Ifa can
be monetized, can be given money to say something else?
No. Can never be There's nothing wrong if a client came to give thanks for Babalawo. There are some people, when they are rich people, they give you huge amount of money in appreciation to Babalawo to make Babalawo rich. But Babalawo cannot make himself rich.
Okay.
Because it has a limit. You cannot go beyond what Ifa predicted.
Sir, now we're still talking about kings, because we still talk about Ifa and culture with our way of life, especially in Nigeria. On the process of selecting a king, if the candidate Omoye and they are coming to the Afobajes, sir, let it be me. They gave money. Sir, let it be another one comes, drops money. All those money that are given to the Afobajes, should they reject it or take it? If they take it, is it corruption or is their right? Is ajemono?
Okay, yeah, thank you. It is their right to take a gift from Omoba. But if they have their consent, if they know they are not going to support the candidate, they have the right to reject.
Okay.
Say, no, take your money. If there must be something. But there are some Omobas who already have a bad record. Maybe their father, their ancestor. The Afobaje may have in their own mind that we are not going to anymore select this kind of family to come to the palace again. When that kind of a person came, they have the right to reject. They say, take your money. That means something had happened in the past, and they will reject the money.
How about if the money, if they are just coming to say, please support us and all of it, and all of these things, and when they are leaving, they drop gift or money for the Afobajes. At what point does it stop to be a gift to being a bribe? If you understand what I'm saying. At what point can a gift to the Afobaje stop to be a gift to being a bribe?
Well, that depends on the kind of leader of Afobaje that you have. If you have an honest among the head of the Afobajes, if we have to curb the situation that will lead to corruption, I'm going to expose them to the controversy. But it's natural to bring a gift for the chiefs. Say, please take this from me.
It's okay.
But when it became too much, it has to be curbed. That to stop.
Now, there are situations, we'll take a break very soon, but there are situations in which some persons will come and some princes, they say, oh, I'm a Muslim. Oh, I'm a Christian. And they have been picked if somebody is a Muslim, is a practicing Muslim, but is a prince, and is a practicing Muslim, practicing Christian, and is a prince, can Ifa pick somebody who is not a traditional worshipper to be a king?
Yes. In olden days, there used to be a traditional worshipper to become a king. Some of them are Babalawo, some of them are, take it Alara, take it Ajero in Ekiti. Some of them, they are professional Babalawo because they are indigenous, they are son of Orunmila. There are some Yoruba land too in the family when they have the Babalawo in the royal family. And it's a title to become the king. Nowadays that we used to have a Christian and Muslim among us, there's nothing prevent any royal family to become either you are a Christian or Muslim, but you must respect the tradition of the land. If a Christian has to become a king, you must not just wait because you are now a Christian. You want to bring the Israelite Jerusalem culture to institution of over here. No, it's not allowed. You can be a Christian. It is a right for the king to embrace all the religions. That is what is right. But when you want to say you want to bring Arabian culture to the palace, it's not right.
Sir, how about a Christian or a Muslim who feel, I will respect your right, I will respect the traditional institutions, but you know, you have said after the emergence of a king, he has to go through traditional rites. I work with be and all of those things. And the Christian brother or the Muslim brother, the prince is saying, I don't want to do all of this. Please leave me. Go and do your thing. I will give you money. I will support you. Is he allowed in Yoruba land?
It's not allowed. That means that person is not an Oba. Any Oba that does not go through the Ikpebi ceremony is not an Oba. Any Oba that does not take a lesson from the palace domestic work is not an Oba. It's not an ordinary person. Any Oba that does not perform all the ritual before he wear the crown is not it's an ordinary person. It's because this is a tradition. This is what our ancestors, the person that became Oba must be alignment with owner of the land that he become a king. He must be alignment with all the ancestors. If he don't do that, it's an ordinary person. It's not an Oba.
Now, two questions before our break, sir. Number one, which should come first? At the emergence of a new king, is it the coronation? Is it the staff of office and certificates or the traditional rite? Which one should come first?
In olden days, we don't have paper certificates.
Okay.
Completion of all the ritual ceremony, it make a prince to become a king. From this house, from that house, he complete. Now, you are now become our king.
How about the staff of office?
And they give him the horse tail and the crown and the opashe. You are now a king. But now, introduction of the paper certificate is modernization. It's modern. It's modernization.
All right. And my next question is this. There are some person, in fact, there is a particular Oba in Yoruba land who has said the talk of Ifa selecting a king is a lie. And he even said, he has challenged many kings and said, if it's Ifa that chose you, tell me it's a lie. How will you respond to such an Oba?
Any Oba that disrespects Ifa is not an Oba. Any Oba of Yoruba land that disrespects Ifa is an ordinary person. It's an ignorant. The king must ask his own Ikinfa for his own personal safety and guide. The town that is governed must have Ikinfa that found the town for guide and for protection, for advice. So any Oba that say that is an ignorant.
Any Oba that say Ifa is no more picking a king is an ignorant king.
Yes.
That's what Araba is saying.
Yeah.
All right. Before we take this break, but there has been this ugly incident because of security that kings are now being abducted. Kings are kidnapped. Kings are attacked and killed. And you know, it's believed that kings should be sacred. Kings is Alashe. They are not just ordinary beings. But we are seeing these days that Obas are kidnapped too. Obas are paying ransom. What is happening? Is Ifa sleeping on their matter?
You can take a look at those Oba that incident happened. They are not authority. They are not the proper Oba. They are not Ishembaye Oba.
That's the reason.
They are modern Oba. You cannot see Oba that go through all what we are talking about, being attacked by enemy, by anything. Because they are transformed. They become Orisha. No harm to them. Take a look at the ant hill, the Obaikon, the one that inside. Take a look about all the soldiers that when you want to take Oluikon, they will bite you. Before you reach the place where the Oluikon is. That is the same for Oba that has a lot of things, the palace to taking care of. Go to the ancestor, go to the Ori, give Orisha. It's like that.
So if there is any Oba that is attacked and kidnapped and is paying ransom and killed, that means that Oba was fake.
It's fake. It's not protected by all the spirit of the land.
Correct.
It's a fake Oba.
And then there's a categorical statement from the Araba of Oshobo land chief, Elebubon. He has been speaking to us on culture, but then we still have quite a lot of questions to ask, but that will be after this break. You are still tuned to Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. Stay with me. There's still more to come.